Through the course of this video, I'll show you how you can make something that looks like this. As of recording this video, this tool currently only works for Blender 4.0 and for Minecraft versions up to 1.20.4, but eventually I will add support for them. To start, you're going to need to download Blender 4.0 or whatever version works when you're using this, and you're going to need to install the Blender add-on and the BMMC datapack onto your computer, and then we'll move on to the next step. This won't be a completely beginner-friendly Blender tutorial, so I advise you watch like a beginner tutorial on how to use Blender if you're having trouble following the tutorial, but there are hotkeys in the bottom and I'll try to explain what I'm doing, but if you have any trouble, I suggest you look online. Also, this tutorial will probably have some mistakes, so they'll either be fixed in post or there'll be some corrections in the description. Alright, once you have Blender installed on your computer, we're going to open it up, and we're just going to make it full screen. You'll see something that looks like this. You won't have any recent files, but you can just click anywhere and it will disappear. To move around, to orbit around, you press middle mouse click. To pan, you can press shift middle click. You can see over here. And to zoom in, you just use the scroll wheel. Or you can use these gizmos if that's easier for you. Alright, first, we're going to want to have the Blender add-on in here. So if you press N, you'll see that you'll have some tabs here. This is what it should look like for you if you don't have any extra add-ons installed. So we're going to install the Blender add-on that we have. So you're going to go to add-ons, go to install, and then find the add-on. Make sure it's a zip file and that you didn't unzip it before putting it in. So just click on it, press install add-on. Then you'll see here, you just need to enable it. And then it will appear right here on the side. So this is just a completely blank Blender scene. You can tell that an object is selected if it's highlighted in orange like this. We won't need this lamp, so you can press X to delete it. You can also delete this cube. You can keep the camera. And to press save, you like command save or whatever it is on your computer. So the first thing we want to do is actually have the animation that we want to turn into blocks. So we're going to add two things. We're going to go Shift A, and this will add, we can press go to mesh and add a plane. This is just a flat square on the ground. We'll want to scale it up, so we'll press S to scale. Then we can type a number, just press 10. So now we have a bigger square. And go Shift A again and add a monkey. And right now, it looks like a monkey, but it's not exactly smooth. So we'll go into the modifiers panel over here. And then we go to add modifier. We'll go to generate subdivision surface. And we'll set that to 3. Alright, now we'll go into this arrow here and click apply. Alright, now we have a very smooth monkey, but right now it's halfway in between the floor. Select the monkey and make sure it's highlighted in orange. Then we'll press G for grab, and we'll lock it to the Z axis by pressing the Z button. And we'll press we'll just bring it up. You can type in a number to bring it up a certain amount, or you can just use the slider once you complete the action. So right now you should have a plane and a monkey that's a good amount of distance up. And now we'll add some physics to it. So we'll go into the physics tab over here. And with the monkey selected, we'll add a rigid body. Keep it active. You can keep all of this the same. Then we'll select the plane to go to rigid body and set it to passive. And we'll keep all of that the same. Alright, so we'll see like a good place for it to stop. So I think at around frame 100, we can just set the end frame here to 100. So That way it isn't too long. It falls and then just lands on the floor like that. We'll select the monkey, then go to Object, Rigid Body, then press Bake to Keyframes. These are all the settings you should use. And then wait a little bit, and there. Now you see a bunch of keyframes here, which are these yellow diamonds. And yeah, now it's just a monkey that's being moved and rotated every frame. Now we want to turn it into blocks. So press N to go into this side menu. And we're going to press Append All Items. And then we're going to select the monkey and press Add GeoNode. And you'll see it has two blocks here. So if we go to the modifiers section, you will see that you have some menus here that you can edit. So density is basically the amount of blocks that it's using. So the lower the number, the more blocks it will use. So be careful with that. Um, so I'm just gonna put 0.05, which is, pretty sizable structure. Then interior blocks is basically how many blocks thick on the inside uh, the structure is. Keeping it at what it was before, should leave it at 1 block thick on all sides, but if it isn't, you can just increase the number. And then real and fake size. Right now, all the blocks are like smaller than 1 meter, which is the size of a Minecraft block in Minecraft. So if you put it at fake size, it will scale up all the blocks so that they're all 1 meter long on each side. And yeah, this is the setting you need to make sure that you turn on before you export it. And you can see here, like, when you press play, while it's a bit laggy, you can see that it's like looking sort of like the example that I have shown you. And yeah, alright, so now we have the block selection here. You can either use like a single block, like diamond block, but you can see that's not showing. That's because you have to go to a viewport shading material preview. So if you select that, then you'll see that now it's all diamond blocks. Basically, if you have a single block, you can just click it and then search it up. So maybe I want to do like dirt. So I can just select dirt right there, and now we have a monkey made out of dirt falling from the sky. Alright, we're just going to use, you can either use an attribute or an image. Attribute is basically like a color attribute. I'll show you how to do that later. But I'm going to click it and set it to image. And then we have image options that are based on the UV map. This one will only just use one image. And if you want to use more, I'll show you how to do that. Alright, for now we're just going to use one image texture. And to that, we need to add it to Blender. So we're going to go Shift A, Image, Reference. Then just go in and find any image that you want. It doesn't really matter. Just press load. And then once we have it here, we can just delete it. The image will still be saved within Blender, but we just don't need the object that's showing it. So I'm going to go here, click on image 1, you'll see the image you just added. And you'll see here that now it looks like it has a bunch of Minecraft blocks in it. So we're basically almost there. So we have block selection here. And they're all basically just Minecraft categories. So first up we have natural blocks, which are just blocks that you can find naturally. So like logs, a bunch of stone, and like even skulk. Yeah, and we have building blocks, which are like things you either have to craft or mainly used for building. So we have like the bricks here, and yeah, like in the stone bricks and mossy cobble, and even smooth stone on the back. Then we have colors, which are just like blocks like wool, terracotta, glazed terracotta. We have transparent, which are just transparent blocks like glass. We have lights, which are just the blocks that emit light. We have valuable slash rare, which are just blocks that are hard to get large quantities of. You don't really need to worry about this because it's mostly used for people in creative, but if you want to like limit the blocks you want to use, this is a good way to do it. Utility are things like smithing tables or things that are like containers or have UI or can cause lag, like redstone. Those are the sort of things. So like shulker boxes and observers, blast furnaces. And we have gravity, which just are blocks that are affected by gravity. So we have a bunch of concrete powder here and some gravel. We have unstable, which are just more blocks that um, won't play nice. So like we have shulker boxes here, we have more mob spawners, and we have ice, which will melt. Creative only, which are just blocks that you can either place or get in creative. So we have structure blocks, bedrock, command blocks. There's more, but that's just what the colors show. And unsupported, like these are just blocks that won't work correctly if you import it in. So like chiseled bookshelves, the empty ones work, but the ones filled with books won't. They're not used as just empty blocks. I'll show you how to add blocks to this later or like move it around if you don't want the ones that are here. And we have 1.21 blocks. These will work in 1.20.4. They're just not enabled in it. There's a chance that the copper light bulbs, when they're on, won't work. They'll probably just default to off, so you just need to be wary of that. But yeah, I think I'll just have these three and the rare blocks here, or I'll just turn it off. So these three are probably the ones we're going to use the most. If you want to change the kind of blocks you want to use or just use custom ones entirely, we'll go to the panel here and click on show blocks. And you'll see like all the blocks that are there. So if you look in this collection here that says all blocks, you'll have like natural and building, colors, transparent, all of that. And these ones correlate to the ones seen here. So if we look at a block like, oh, we don't have to scroll here, but we can just search it here. So like red wool. And then you can see here that it's in the colors tab, but maybe you want to, one thing you can do is just like, if you want like a completely custom palette for what you want, you can go here and deselect everything and just use the not used section. Then press period to zoom in on the selected thing. Then when you have the thing selected, you press N to move, and you have all blocks, and just select it to not used. And then you go back to the monkey. You'll see it's only made out of red blocks. So maybe if we want the acacia planks here to also be used, it will also be added there. It's still going to be going by color, so it's not going to be completely even. So if we have some gray blocks, they'll probably be used. Yeah, the stone bricks are just, yeah, they're kind of overpowering all the other blocks. But like I think the default one is pretty good. And then once you're done, you can just press this to unshow the blocks. So now we have the animation plus the blocks in it. So now we move on to the next step. Alright, we're gonna have select the monkey, then we'll go click on real slash fake size. And now all the blocks are 1 meter tall on each side. So this is, like Minecraft size. And then we're gonna go to this main menu here. And we're gonna click on this eyedropper and select the monkey for the object. And since this is an animation, we want to export the camera data. And we're going to want to apply the camera offset because we want to have a moving camera in there. We're just going to select it. You don't have to use the eyedropper, you can just select it and select the camera. But right now the camera is kind of an awkward position. Press numpad 0 to go there. So the way we're going to fix that is we're going to go to View, camera to view, then we'll kind of just move this in position, but right now it's clipping all the stuff that's too far away, so we're going to select the camera, then go to clip start, clip end, we're going to set it to like 1000. But the way this is currently, these camera settings are not what like they are in Minecraft. So we're going to want to click the add camera button. This will just modify the existing camera, or if you don't have one, we'll add a new one to use the Minecraft settings. So now this is, accurate to what you will see in Minecraft. One thing is that when you put it in Minecraft, it will actually be flipped. So if you see it from the, like right now, the ear is closest to the right side, but when you import it into Minecraft, it will be closest here, which I don't know why that is, but that's something you'll want to keep in mind. Yeah, so we'll just make sure it's the actual Minecraft size before we move it. We'll just set it to something that looks good like this. Then we'll go here, go to the very last frame. We're gonna press I, location and rotation. If you're watching this in a future Blender version, they've probably changed the hotkeys, so just look out for that. Then we're gonna go all the way back to just before it touches the ground, and we'll add another keyframe here. If you want to exit out of the camera to view thing, you can either unselect this and move out, or if you just want to keep it selected, you can press this and go out. So now we'll go to the first frame, then we're going to move this up so you can see it in view, like that. Just move it like that, and then select it, add another keyframe. Now if we press play, you can see that the camera is moving, but it's not keeping up, or it's going ahead of the monkey, which we don't want. But it's coming to a stop when it touches the ground, which is kind of what we want. So we're gonna go select the keyframe here, make sure the camera is selected, and you'll see these three keyframes. Right click the keyframe here. I'm gonna go to interpolation mode and then quadratic. And you can see it's keeping up with it a lot better. Now we have the camera the way we want. We want to press apply camera offset. And then we have origin. You don't have to change it here. You can also change it in Minecraft, but this is basically the coordinates from the very origin of the scene, which is, right here. So, yeah, let me get out of the camera. So this is basically where the Minecraft character is going to be, like the origin of where the Minecraft structure is going to be, I should say. Yeah. And we have file name. Just keep it to like something simple, like falling monkey. I haven't completely tested it, but I know for sure that spaces don't work, and I think it's weird with like capital letters, so just keep it to all lowercase. We're gonna go to a folder, export, and we're just gonna select this folder I made already called BMMC. Just click accept. Then we're gonna want to set the start and end frames correctly, so 1 and 100. And then if you want to just export a single frame and see what it's like, it will go with the current one. So let's see how this one looks. Yeah, you can just press export single frame. You might also want to turn off apply camera offset. So if this is on, this will be where this is where the player is in Minecraft. It will use this position to place it correctly. But if you turn it off, it will use this section. So if you're just testing what the build will look like, you might want to turn it off so you can just stand in a place and have it look like this. Now we're going to keep it on and have these frames. Then we're going to press export to schem. And it will take a while, but what it's doing is going through every frame and turning it into a format that Minecraft can use. And it will take a while, just, don't touch anything. If you want, you can go, yeah, it's done. You can see schem file is exported. If you go into the files, you'll have this .dat file, and a schematic folder with all the schem files in it, which we'll need to go into Minecraft. Alright, now we need to set up the Minecraft side of things. So I have Minecraft open here. I'm just going to create a new single player world. I'm going to make it a super flat just so it's easy, and create new world. Alright, so now we're here. Alright, so now we're here in the super flat world, but we don't have everything set up. So right now it's just a regular flat world. So we need to add the data pack, and to do that, we'll go to the world here, press edit. We're going to go open world folder, and it should open something that looks like this. And inside the data packs folder, you're going to want to add the zip file. It's the you're going to want to add the BMMC DP zip file. You can just unzip it and then either delete or move it back to where it was. So you should have this folder in here. Let's save and then open the world again. And you'll see this, but you can just press I know what I'm doing. So now when you open it, nothing's changed, but if you you type in the command trigger and config, you'll see this. And right now, there's nothing here because we didn't load everything in. So we're gonna go do that. Yeah, I'm gonna leave again. This time I'm gonna go back into the worlds folder, and when you exported everything, like I showed you before, you should have some schematics and this .dat file. You're going to want to go into data, just drop this in here. And then you're going to want to go to where you put the world edit schematics in. And then you want to go to where you put the world edit schematics in. Just go here and select all of these and drop it in. Now you can go back into the world. Alright, so now if we do /trigger config, then we do set current frame to first frame, and we make sure we're in fly mode, and we click TB to current frame. You'll see that all these chunks look weird, but if we do F3A, that will reload all the chunks, and that should fix everything. So then if we do /trigger move frame, you might get something that says that it's triggered the frame, but it doesn't actually do anything. To fix that, you just want to toggle it to the ones that have the plus on it, but then just toggle it back unless you're actually using the plus mode, which in this case you aren't. But now if you do trigger move frame, you'll actually see all this. So right now we're on the first frame, so if we press TP to frame, see if I move, we're going in here, so then we have to load the schem file. So it's loading this one in, so it's now pasted into our clipboard. Then we do paste, so now it's in front of us. Then we take the screenshot, just press F1, take a screenshot with F2, and now it's here. Then we undo, which removes it. Then we increment the frames. Then we'll be here. Now we're going to be TP'd. Go load schem file, which is loading the second one, because we're on frame 2. Now we have to do paste. And then, repeat that for how many frames you have, which is, about 100. So I'm just going to skip ahead to when you've done all that. So at the end, you should go into your screenshots folder. It's right over here. And this is from a previous. And you should have some screenshots in. Alright, once you've done all that, you should have 100 or so images in the screenshots folder of all the frames. You can use whatever software you have to turn that into a video, but I'm going to show you how to do that in Blender. So we can just save this and just going to go File, New, and then go down to Video Editing. We're going to go to Add Image Sequence. Then we're going to go into the Screenshots folder. Okay, so now we have a bunch of screenshots. So I just renamed all of them as numbers to make it easier. Select all of them, then you go Add Image Strip, and now we have it in here. This one's a slightly different one that I made before, but it's still the same concept. Just set the start and end frames down here. Then go to Output, select some file, somewhere, name it whatever you want. Then press. Now, this way isn't as good as it could be because you have to install mods on Minecraft. It's kind of tedious to go through all those steps. So if you want to make that faster, you can get the Plus version, which will add some extra functionality. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So right now we have the regular one in. So we're just going to remove that one. We're going to install the Plus one, which you can get on the storefront. Install that one. And you can see the first two panels are the same, except you can instead choose the collection. We'll just leave that as is. And we have this one, this extra thing, which just turns the schematics into an NBT. But before we have to do that, we have to export it, regularly. So when you're using the Plus version, you want to turn off Apply Camera Offset because that's specific to the schem files. I'm going to just select the same export location as before. And then everything else can stay the same. And we'll just wait for all the schematics to be exported, which, will take some time. Alright, and now we'll go to the schem to NBT converting. Then we'll go to the folder with all the schematic stuff in it. We'll just select that one. We'll replace original file. We'll ignore error blocks. If you leave this input as blank, it will, default to the one you put as input. If you want those to be different, then you can put something in there. And now go inside the schematics. We have a bunch of .nbt files, which basically are the same kind that are made when you use structure blocks. So you can just use it in a standard copy of Minecraft. You won't need mods for this. So now we have the same thing as before, the .nbt, and we have the .dat file. So we can use that and put it into our Minecraft version. So I'm just going to open up some. So right now here I have a standard vanilla version of Minecraft. Go create a new world. So now we have a standard world as before. Now we need to add the datapack in .dat file, same way we did before. But this time we're gonna do some more stuff. So we'll go into datapacks and add the datapack in there. And we'll go into data, add this .dat file inside. And this time, since we have the .nbt files here, we need to actually add them inside the datapack. We'll go here to BMMC._dp, go to data, BMC, then we'll go to structures, select all of these, just drop them in here, and yeah, that's basically it. Click I know what I'm doing. Go to trigger config, and you'll see falling monkey 100 and the origin, which I'll just set as the same location as last time, just to make it more convenient. Now right now it's still in the base version, so we're going to go to toggle C mode, and if you see these pluses, that's how you know you're in that mode. We'll go set current frame to first frame, and we'll go TP to current frame, place current frame, and now you just need to follow these steps. Take a screenshot when you press F1, and then you go trigger move frame, and it will automatically select all, do all the steps necessary. So you can just do this, make sure you take a screenshot in between. And now we're going in, now we're on the last frame. Once you're on the last frame, you'll see last frame hit. You can just click on that, clear the build, and now it's as if nothing ever happened. Alright, I'm going to explain more of the functionality that you can do with this tool, because I don't think I did a good job explaining it with the project. It showed some stuff, but not all of it. So I'm just going to add the geo node, set the density, and I already showed you how to use a single block and one image, but I'm going to show you what the color attribute is and how you can use multiple images. So, color attribute first, I'm going to turn this off, go to, press tab, go to vertex paint, you can go down here to vertex paint, and you can see here I have a highly subdivided monkey here, so I'm going to go to vertex paint, go to paint, and click on this draw thing, just going to select some color, so some blue, just going to paint whatever colors we want, so it really doesn't matter. And yeah, you can put more care into what you do. Like right now, if you go into vertex paint, you'll see all these colors. But if we turn on the modifier and go into material view, it's still not any color. So we need to set it. So we can just click on this field icon, the color attribute, and then search for the one that has byte color here. Now you can see now all of them are colored. You can see where I drew pink, it's using pink wool, green is terracotta. You can even go into vertex paint and then paint with the blocks. So I can also go for like a darker color. And you can see this is just another way that you can color it. And if you still move it, it'll move with it. Alright, so now I have a different example where you can see where half is using the blur texture I showed earlier. The other is using some brick texture that I have. You can see that we have two different images. One is the blur texture, and the other is some bricks. As you can see, I have another example here where half of it is using this material, which corresponds to this blur texture that we had earlier, and the other half is using this brick texture. which corresponds to material 2. But if we go here and have an image, we have the blur texture. All you need to do is, for the image 1, we have to go for the image that's corresponding to material 1. Then we need to go for material 2, we need to go to the image that corresponds to material 2. So now we have half, which is, all gray, and we have this one, which is a lot more colorful. So you can have up to 5 of these, and then we have this UV map here. This one is automatically gonna have the word UV map, so we change the name here to, it's gonna look different and not gonna work as well, so just name it properly and it should work. And then speaking of UV maps, if you want to edit it, so you go here, and then this is basically the UV map, which will determine like what color each thing uses. You can only support one UV map, so if you change the eyes, so right now this is the right eye. So if you move this one, so if I want it to be this tan color, I can move it here, scale it, so it can be that one. But since this is one mesh, if you move it to change it for one image, it will change for both of them. So that's just a limitation that you'll have to work around. But yeah, now you have multiple images for one object. Something that's specific to BMMC Plus is you can have it use a collection. So if I have another cube here, I added, and probably do this one too. Bit finicky because it's, a lot bigger, but I just, so now it has a thing poking out of its head. Select both of these, press M, new collection, and then just name it whatever you want. So now these two are its own texture. Set the collection and set it to. Now we'll use both of these and we'll combine them. So that's something you can do with Plus. Anyway, if you want to download this, it will be in the description. And if you want to get more information on how everything works, it will also be on that storefront page. It'll probably be more updated. And eventually I will get around to updating it for Blender 4.1 and beyond. And also for Minecraft versions beyond 1.20.4. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.